Welcome to Real Talk for Real Women, the place where real women talk about real shit. So today we have a special guest. She's a beautiful entrepreneur, just like the rest of us out here trying to get it and make her dreams reality. And we want to just learn more about her story, and get some advice from her. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
I'm so happy to have you on here, and thank you so much for joining us today. We're so excited to have you. So, we wanted to just talk to you about, just your life, your story, business, get some tips from you as an entrepreneur, some advice from you. And just learn more about you. I know you have a lot to share with us. So we can get started. What's some things that you want your supporters to know about you, as far as like you, your story, and just being the CEO of your brand?
Well, first, just like I'm 22, so I'm fairly young. I'm a college student, so it's hard. This entrepreneur journey is not for the weak at all.
Right.
It's hard. It's nothing to just take with a grain of salt. Like once you get into it, once you start it, it's not just like, it's not like a regular job where you clock in and clock out, because you never clocking in and clocking out. It's something, it's a lifestyle. And so me being 22 and being in college, it takes some discipline that I'm still trying to learn, balance that I'm still trying to learn, some organization that I'm still learning. So you never really stop learning, and you never really get, you never really know everything. It's something that you're gonna always need to know, always need to learn. It's never like, you can never have too much information. You always gonna be re-upping on something.
Okay, thank you. That's great. That's so great. And being 22, how is it being in college and just trying to find that balance with just being in college, having to, commit to college and making sure your grades are good, but also, putting the dedication and the hustle and the grind into towards your business and your goals?
It's a struggle, because I'm not gonna lie, so I'm 22 and I'm in college. I'm gonna be a senior. I'll be a senior in college this year. So I graduated in 2021 of spring.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I just transferred, because right now I'm in Texas. I go to University of North Texas, but I just transferred here. And so I transferred here from Arkansas. That's originally where I'm from. But it was always a goal, always on my mind, like, I'm still going to be an entrepreneur. I'm still going to be a fashion designer. Like, it was never a thought, let me go to college and figure out what I'm going to do. I always knew that. And so it was something that I always knew in my mind, and I always knew, like, regardless of what happens, whether I get a degree or whether I don't, whether I use a degree or whether I don't, or whether I find a job that's related to my degree right after I get out of college or I don't, like, it doesn't matter, because I've already established that at the end of the day, I'm going to be a designer. That's who I am. That's something I've always wanted to do since I was like 7 years old. So it was always in my mind. It's still something that I try to balance with, because I get to a point where, especially when it's like really hectic, like during prom season or holidays and stuff like that, when people are trying to get customs and things like that, I have to be like, okay, well, you can't do this right now. You got to do your homework, go and get this out the way, study for this test, study for these finals, get this out the way, then do it. It's a balancing. It's a really something I have to commit to balancing, but it's something that I want. So I'm gonna make time for it. I'm always like, okay, well, you want this degree, you want this career, you want both. You have to make time for both. It's a very hard balancing act, but it's something I'm committed to. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely commend you, because I know it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it's something where you want to give up, where you get discouraged, or you just get frustrated because it make it overwhelming. But you keep going and you never give up. And you about to be a senior, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, that's like a lot to commend, I admire it.
Yeah.
So you go to school in Texas. Where are you from originally? Are you from Texas?
No, I'm not from Texas. I'm from a little town in Arkansas called West Memphis. I'm from West Memphis, Arkansas. My bad. It's like my window's right here. But I'm from West Memphis, Arkansas. It's literally like right across the bridge from Memphis, Tennessee. So like people get them confused. Like I say Memphis, people are Memphis, Tennessee, but I'm from Arkansas, and I moved to Texas in almost a year ago. Yeah, I haven't even been here a year yet. So.
Oh wow. Okay. How was it like with the adjustment, since I'm like, that's like you're still like pretty much adjusting. So like, how was it like just basically like, you know, finding the adjustment and just getting
It's
used to it?
hard because I'm very, very much family oriented, and my family is huge. Like, not my immediate family, but like I'm really like big with my mom's side of the family, like my aunties, my uncles, and my cousins. Like, we're really a close knit family, so it was very hard for that because like I've done it before because I went away to school in Arkansas and I was like 5 hours from home, but it's not the same. Like, being in Arkansas, being 5 hours away is different from being in Texas and being 6.5, 7 hours away, and you're in a different state. It's a different culture. You have different people. Um,
Okay.
and so it's an adjustment, especially with COVID and everything. Like, it was like, well, this is my first year, so this is how I got to spend my first year in Texas. Like,
Right.
yeah.
So that's like sucks. But at least you're still making it happen and you still like, you're not letting it get the best of you. You know, you still like
No,
pushing through.
I'm not trying. I'm trying to not to. Sometimes, like I couldn't go home for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So like when it's holidays and I can't go home because I have to work or I have to be in Texas, it gets a little difficult because I'm so family oriented and I'm so used to
Right.
having these like big family gatherings and holidays. So it kind of
Right.
heavy then. But I'm just like, it's something that I'm used to.
So, just like getting a little bit deeper into like your designing background. So, like, what inspired you to start designing, and when did you start like actually, you know, officially designing? Did you start younger? Was it recent? When did you start like the whole fashion designing process?
So it's really been like I've been designing. I remember designing clothes and stuff like that when I was like in second grade and first grade. So it's been since I say about like 7 or 8, probably a little bit before that. So it's been a solid decade, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But, yeah, and I get like inspired by a lot of different stuff. It's not all one thing.
Right.
I get inspired by a lot of art because I'm very just drawn to like a lot of art. Like, I like abstract art. I like going to
Okay.
and stuff like that. But it'd be a lot of different things. Like, I really like flowers. So right, my collections will come from like things like that, bridal and stuff like that. It's just a whole bunch of different stuff. So it comes.
Okay.
My inspiration is drawn from everywhere.
Okay. That's good. Okay. And what inspired you to create like your name brand? Like, what inspired the brand name?
Exclusive. So I really don't have a dedicated story for this.
Okay.
Because I don't really know where it came from, but I know that I've been attached to this name for a long time.
Okay.
Because when I was I'm a cosmetologist. I'm licensed. So when I was in cosmetology school, that was the name that I was going with, like exclusive styles. That's what I had. And
Okay.
my tagline would be like, come get crowned. I had a big
Right.
thing with queens and royalty,
Right.
and so it kind
Right.
of that. I don't necessarily know like, oh well, this came from this. I don't have that dedicated thing. It's just
Okay.
something I always stuck to.
Okay. And so, like, when it comes to just like, you know, other women who are basically, you know, trying to be a designer or not even just a designer, just an entrepreneur, just somebody with their own business, what kind of advice can you give to them? Just somebody just starting out, just like you know, a young woman just trying to start her own business and make her dreams reality.
Never think that you have to do it all at once. Never think that you have to do it all by yourself.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to ask people for help and to actually like seek out information. Never feel like you know everything, because
Right.
in business you don't. And
Right.
designing you don't. It's always a new style, a new business tactic, a new marketing tactic, always coming out. It's something new every day. And
Right.
that you will never be able to be 100% knowledgeable about, like, because it's something you can always learn something else. It's always more you can learn. It's always something else that somebody can show you.
Right.
Don't be afraid to connect with people. I know in this industry, especially like being a Black designer in this industry, it's kind of like you walking on eggshells, because you know that these big businesses, they steal from Black designers, all of them.
Right.
They steal from Black designers. And it's kind of hard to want to open up and want to share your ideas and talk with other designers, but you can talk to them and share your ideas and stuff like that. But before you do that, I recommend everybody to look into fashion law, looking into with intellectual property, being aware of your intellectual property, so you can know, oh well, if I tell them about this, make sure you have your paperwork and you have like ways to back up that this was my idea first. Like, nothing in fashion is particularly new, but it's always a new way you can flip something, always a new way you can do something. But you create that new way, make sure you can have a proof or a sketch or something with a date on it, something be like, oh, I did this day. So if somebody steals my idea and I told them about it and they stole it, oh, well, I can do this. All I gotta do is have an attorney look at it and this is done. But that's something that I always try to get into because I'm really scared. Like, I'm really protective over my ideas, my content, and everything, because people steal. People steal. You never know people's intentions. Being a Black designer, being a young female designer, Black designer, is already hard. Being a Black designer is hard in this industry because it's hard for us to break in. So it's not an easy thing. So be cautious, but don't be afraid to connect with people, share your ideas, because you never know who you can meet, you never know who you can learn from.
That's great. I love that. And I couldn't agree with you more. And just to like maybe take it a step further, what's the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice I ever received was from one of my friends that I met a while ago. I talked to her recently. She owns a brand called Richie Clark Clothing out of Little Rock, Arkansas. And she told me, she was like, have fun. Don't let it take over you, because the minute you stop having fun, you're not gonna love it anymore. So she was like, have fun. She's like, there's one thing, it's one thing I regret, is not appreciating it and not having fun with it. Like, don't be afraid to have fun. Don't be so hard on yourself, and don't always take a minute to de-stress, because it can get overwhelming. It's not being a designer and then pairing it with trying to build a business off of it. It's stressful. It's not easy. So don't let the business side cloud your creativity and make it where it's not fun anymore. I always said, I love designing. I love like this career path that I chose because it's fun to me. I don't have to, it's not work to me. Like, I can be up at 3 o'clock in the morning doing it for free and just thinking of ideas and sketching because it's fun. But the minute it don't feel like fun anymore, I wouldn't want to do it, because then it's a job. I don't want a job. I want to enjoy what I do. It's my passion. It's something I'm passionate about. And so when she told me that, I was like, you're right. Because that's something I always stood on. If it's not fun, I don't want to do it. So
Right. I loved it. And just thinking back to like your younger self, I know you said like you've been designing for a while now, but that little girl, that was from that little town, what advice would you give to her, growing up, even if you've been through some things as a little girl that you had a hard time getting over, that you have a different perspective on now? Like, what's some advice that you would give to your younger self?
Everybody won't support you, and that's okay.
I love that.
Even if it comes from your family, even if it comes from your friends, everybody won't support you, and that's okay. Everybody won't always be able to be there when you elevate. You can't take everybody with you. And that's okay too. Like, that's something that I really, really tried to. That's something that I had to learn. It was hard for me because I would automatically think, oh, these are my family, they my friends, like, they gonna support me, they gonna do this and that, and when it don't, it hurts. But it happens like that. Everybody won't. And you can't take everybody with you on the elevator to success, and you can't. And it's sad, but it's true.
I love it. And that's, like you said, it's so true. At times it is sad, but it's the reality that we deal with. I love that. So, and just, the biggest challenges, and I want to just talk about that for a second, because as designers, or just as business owners, we face different challenges. We go through ups and downs, just different things. So it teaches us different lessons, and we learn a lot. You know, we constantly learning every single day. So like, what's some of the biggest challenges that you've ever faced? You don't have to go like too deep if you don't want to. It's real talk for real women. So it's like, if you want to be honest and raw, that's welcome. But what's like a big challenge that you went through that you had a hard time getting over? How did you get over it, and what's some advice to somebody else that may be going through something similar?
The biggest challenge I can say I went through, I feel like making the decision to choose myself over my family when it came to moving. Like,
wow.
I had to make the decision to move out of state. And like, my family always been so, like, it took them a minute. It's not something, because it's not a orthodox thing. It's not a standard thing for somebody to pursue their passion. Because even my mom, at one point, she was like, this is your passion. This isn't your career. And I was like, well, why can't it be both? And it was a battle, and took them a minute to see how I was serious about it. And because they always thinking it's a hobby, it's something that I'm just doing for the side, but it's like, I'm serious about this. And so I always knew growing up, like, I'm not going to get anywhere in Arkansas. Like, I went to a different part of a better part of Arkansas where I could have got better, but I know that eventually I would have got stagnant there too. And I know that if I want to actually be successful and build myself up to where I'm a household name in this industry, I have to leave. I have to, regardless of if that means leaving my family behind, leaving my friends behind, leaving everything I know for my whole 20-something years or whatever of my life. And I just gonna have to leave. And so that was something that was very hard for me to really come to terms with, because it was like, well, once I leave, like, of course I can always go back, but this won't necessarily be my stationary place anymore. It'll be home, but I have to leave here in order for me to grow. And it was scary. And so that was something that I had to really just come to terms with and be like, if you want this, you gonna have to lose this. And so it was something that I was just like, okay, well, if that's what it takes, it's not a big loss, but it's a hard one to deal with. So,
and I just have to say, like, I really respect it, because it's not, I can only imagine how hard that is. And you're not, somebody who's, not to say like you're super young, but you're still young. You know what I mean? Like, you're 22, so I'm sure it wasn't easy to even come, like, to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? So I really respect it. Like, that take a lot of strength.
I appreciate that, because a lot of people think it's easy, like, because growing up, you see, like, my hometown, like, I constantly heard, like, this is a retirement state. It's a retirement city. You not really making it out. Like, it's no real, they doing more in my city now, but honestly, like, you really not getting to the point of a major success where you're reaching, like, you're breaking these generational curses, you reaching 6 figures, you not reaching that sitting in my city. Like, you're not. And it's sad, but it's the truth. You're not. You won't reach that. And so I always knew, like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be successful. I want to be a household name. I've always had these big aspirations for myself. I've always put these big things over my life, over myself, over my success. But I knew I couldn't stay, and I had to leave. And I'm coming to the city, to a whole different state, a whole different city. The culture is different. These people cannot drive for nothing. But it's like, it's something, I don't know anybody here. I'm coming to a whole different school that I barely know anything about. Before I moved, I had only been to this particular city one time. Like, it was a chance that I took just because I believed in myself so much. And it was like, well, I have to believe in me if nobody else did.
And that's what I just didn't want to cut you off, but I swear I was just sitting over here in my head thinking the same thing. It's so important to not only believe in yourself, but to know your worth. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know your worth, then ain't nobody else gonna know that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's so important. That's why I respect you so much, because you knew that shit at a young age. It didn't take you a long time to figure it out. And sometimes it takes people, you know, people like that be older than you still be having trouble figuring it out, or still just, you know, take the easy way and just stay where they at and not take the risk. You know what I'm saying? But you actually made the decision to put yourself first because you believe in yourself and you know your worth, and you did it at a young age, and that's commendable, and it's like so much to admire and respect for sure. Like, yes.
I really appreciate that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's true though, because I know, but the thing is, like, I've never tried to like look at my path as anybody else, because it was something like I already knew. Like, I've been known before I even graduated high school, before I even went to high school, like, I'm gonna be a designer. And it's people that was in high school going to college, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. They didn't know what they wanted to major in.
You can't figure it out.
And it's okay, but that's okay. Like, I don't want
Absolutely,
anybody to.
but for those who did figure it out, you have to respect and you have to, you know what I'm saying? You got to give credit when it's due. That's all I'm saying. It's not to knock anybody else, or not to say, like, if you 30 and you ain't got shit figured out, you a fucked up person. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, for those who do figure this shit out at a young age, for those who make those tough decisions, and for those who go out there and, you know what I'm saying, and take those risks on themselves, you have to take the time to give credit when it's due, because it's not easy. It's not easy.
But life ain't easy in general. But I mean, I wasn't saying that you were saying that, you know, it's wrong. But I do know a lot of people look at it and be like, well, if I don't have this and this figured out, if I don't know what I'm doing at this age, then I don't know, like, nobody really knows what we're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still trying to figure it out. And that's okay. Like, whenever you figure it out, you figure it out. But it's no But I mean, it's no pressure, but at some point you have to really like look into yourself and figure out, okay, what do I want out of life?
Oh, okay, yes, and figure it out and put the work in.
Yeah,
and, like, you know, so really put the work in, because we can all say what we want. You just really gotta put the work in.
Right.
And speaking of just putting the work in, and, you know, and making a name for yourself, who would you say is your favorite fashion designer?
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't really look at a lot of big brands. So I don't really have like one solid. Well, that's not true, because I can say that I look at Kirby of Pierre Moss. Like, I really not necessarily his being a designer, because I don't really brand watch like that. I'm not that big of a person to look at the different brands and stuff like that. Might see him and I might be like, oh, this is cute, but I'm not really zoned in. But I've seen his character and the way he handles things, and I really admire and respect him as a person and what he stands for. So that's somebody that I can really say that I look up to, just based off his character, and being that he is one of the few Black designers that's being accredited and being respected. So I really like look at him as a person of inspiration.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love him too. And one of the things that I really admire about him is that he's not afraid to celebrate the culture and put on for the culture. Like, whenever he creates a collection, it's always Black models who, you know, as a Black woman or just a Black person, you can identify with or relate to. You know what I'm saying? You know, even if you don't look like them, you done seen them before. You know, it's for the culture. You always feel like he's putting us in the best light, and he never makes us like look bad. You know, so I really, really loved it. And I feel like excuse me, he's in a position where he's using his platform, you know, and he's speaking up, even with the Black Lives Matter. Like, he's been speaking up about that and using his voice and you know, and just putting people and putting the pressure on other designers, you know what I'm saying? Making them speak up as well, which some people don't do. They just, you know, kind of feel like they don't have to. We about to hold on. I think our joint just almost is about to end. But I extended the meeting. Yeah, so I can definitely agree, you know, with you on it. I love him as well. And just one more question about fashion. Like, when it comes to just different fashion trends, do you keep up with the trends? If so, what's your favorite one and why?
I'm not really a big trend person.
Same
because
here.
I really just look at it like, so that's something that I study in school, or that's something I looked at. And so in my classes and things like that, like, they would teach us about the fashion cycle, but it was something that I kind of already knew about. So like the trends they're cool for the moment, but a lot of them don't last, and a lot of them aren't cute. So it's not something that I really just look at. It kind of gets old because a lot of these brands like Fashion Nova and all these other brands, these fast fashion brands, they latch on to them so fast. It's like, it's not even something that I really want to even participate, because I'm not a big person on, oh, if everybody got this style, I want to have that style, or I want just like that. I've always kind of been like, oh, well, I'm gonna do my own thing, just because it's the rebel in me. That's because I want to be my own person. So I'm not really a big trend person.
And that's one of the things why I really, really love you, is because I was like, I can connect with it. You know what I'm saying? I can relate to it. I'm the same type. I'm the same way. Like, especially when it comes to designer, I feel like it shouldn't be, everybody shouldn't walk around looking like twins. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were all created different, you know, and I feel like we need to embrace who we are and celebrate our individuality and do it with confidence. And the way to do that is to be different. You know what I'm saying? It's not about, you know, going to the mall and just, you know, getting it because the mannequin got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that. I hate the fact that everybody just shops at the same. Not saying everybody, but majority of women, you know, feel like they have to just shop, you know, at certain stores and do certain things just to keep up. And you don't have to.
That's something that I've never really been like a big fan of. Like, that's really a big part of why I wanted to make my own clothes and stuff like that. Because growing up in school, like, I didn't like if somebody had the same outfit on as me. Like, I don't want to be your twin. We're not connected by the parents. Like, I don't want to be your twin. That's not what we're doing. Like, I always went to fashion as a way to separate myself from everybody else. So the way I dress myself, the way I style myself, I wanted to set me apart. And so with my own clothes, like, I want to set my brand and myself apart from every other brand out there. You're gonna see my clothes and you're gonna be like, oh, it might be another brand that has something similar, but they don't have it like this.
You're gonna know the difference.
I want to do it different. And that's one thing that I always try to push with my brand. Like, it's exclusive. Not like with the name, but you're not gonna be able to constantly, like, once it's gone, it might not be a restock. You might not see it again, because it's something that I want it to be a limited. You're gonna feel like, oh, I'm like one of 25 out of 10,000 people. Not gonna be, it's not accessible to everybody. Everybody don't have it. It's a luxury. You know that. Just like your personality is a luxury. Your spirit is a luxury. Everybody don't have access to you. So you're not gonna have access to my brand. You're not gonna have access to my clothes all the time, because you either get it or you don't.
Hello. And I love that. And I could definitely relate to that. That's where I'm all about too. It's just, like I said, celebrating your individuality and doing it with confidence, you know. And even if it's like a limited quantity, I may not even restock it. I'm not a big fan of it, you know. Like, I really feel like this is like, you know, it's one of a kind, you know. And I've even a lot of times I'll create a piece where it's like a one of one, you know, where like you really feel that, you know, like you said, being exclusive and just feeling that limited edition. So I loved it. I really, really loved it. And I know we spoke briefly about, like, you know, like the whole Black Lives Matter thing, and I just want to touch on it. And I know it's a lot going on, you know, when it comes to that whole topic. But I just want to know, you know, just as a Black woman, right? Like, just as a Black woman, like, what's your perspective on it? How is it affecting you? Do you have an opinion on it? I feel like it's important for us to kind of speak on it, because in society they want us to kind of shut up and act like, you know what I'm saying, nothing is happening, and just they going to just cut us and we ain't going to do nothing to say nothing. So I just want to just know if you have an opinion on anything surrounding that topic.
Yeah, I have a couple. For one, rest in peace to everybody that's been affected, that lost their lives to that, by the hands of police brutality or anything like that nature. It's a sad situation, and I'm a very empathic person. So when it was like at its peak, like in June or May, I just had to shut down on social media for like a couple hours, because it got so intense, and I really like feel everybody's pain. Like, when it's sad on social media, I get sad, and it's really, I mean, honestly, like, I'm not gonna say that it's a surprise that it keeps happening, but I like the fact that now we're at a point in time where we're just not going to take the little crumbs that they try to give us and sit down. Like, we're not satisfied with the minimum, because that's what they're trying to give us now. They're doing these little minuscule things, like, you know, the white actresses that are voicing over Black characters are now stepping down from their roles. They're taking these episodes that are kind of sort of that they feel like will be taken in the wrong light off the TV and things like that. It's like, now y'all playing with us. Now y'all think we're a joke. And it's like, we're not taking it as a joke. And these lies aren't a joke. And they just take them so relentlessly and take them, and they go on about their regular lives, and it's not okay. And I like the fact that we're not standing for it anymore. And we're pushing for change, whether that means rioting, looting, protesting. And a lot of people are looking at it like, we shouldn't be looting, we shouldn't be doing this and that. But the thing is, like, these protests, a lot of them are peaceful until the police come. A lot of them are peaceful. People aren't just going out here just randomly just doing all this. And it's like, a lot of people don't look at that. They're not realizing that. They just looking at it like, why are y'all doing this? And it's like, y'all are doing this to Black businesses and this and that. Yeah, it's sad that a lot of Black businesses, especially the small ones, because I understand that struggle. I'm not even there yet to where I have my own storefront, but I'm going to get there eventually, and I understand the struggle that it takes to get there. But at the same time, they're not doing it. I don't feel like a lot of people are doing it intentionally to where they're going in after Black businesses. They just kind of happen to get caught.
They just in it, right? Yeah.
And it's not like that's why you get business insurance. And yeah, everybody can't.
I was just thinking that too. Like, y'all have insurance. Don't act like y'all ain't about to get everything fixed.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, everybody can't
afford not an excuse,
business insurance, but at the same time, I look at it like, yeah, you can't afford business insurance, but if you can't afford business insurance, you should not have a storefront.
Period.
But and I don't say that to be. I'm not trying to say that to be disrespectful to anybody that don't have it, but that's the truth. That's the reality. Like,
that's just being real.
Honestly, you can't, like, if you don't have your T's crossed and your I's dotted, then why are you taking it to this level? Period. And then it's like, you can try to make it known. A lot of these businesses, I saw that they were putting like, this is a Black-owned business on them, so like that, do stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you get caught in the crossfire, know that it's not intentional. I don't believe that's intentional. And everything that's happening is different. Like, I've seen this like in 2016, I was at home and I saw these people, they blocked off the Memphis, Arkansas bridge, like, marching. I was there. I saw it. So it's not like this is a one-time thing. This has been happening for years to us. And it's not that we just gonna sit here and keep letting it happen. Period. But it's like, we want to fight for it. We want change. We're tired. And then even with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, we can't say Black Lives Matter if we're not talking about all Black lives. Black women. Breonna Taylor murders haven't been arrested yet, and the killers aren't just going free. But
how about the fact that she might have been the fuck still alive? How about that?
They watched her
die.
That
broke my heart. Like, the fact that they even did all that to her, but to even know that night it was like she could have still been here with us. Ain't even have to go down like that. You see what I'm saying?
People don't care about when it comes. And I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of people, they turn blind eyes to Black women. That's why it's so like Black women are we go so hard. But that's why it's important for us to speak up, you know? Yeah, we go so hard for everybody. We fight for everybody, but it's so hard. We gotta fight for each other. To fight for us. Black women gotta fight for each other. We do. We have to fight for each other. We have to, and we have to protect each other because ain't nobody else gonna do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? We have to protect each other. Yes, we do, and it's hard. It's something that it gets tiring to fight for, but we want change too. We want respect too. We deserve to be in these spaces. We didn't ask to be here, but we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here, and we're gonna be known.
and y'all gonna stop stealing from us and just give us our credit and let us do the shit and do it the right way. Okay,
right.
let's talk about it. Okay,
Yes.
let's talk about it.
That's something that they don't want to hear, though. They don't want to hear that.
But we want. That's
want
why I said we gotta speak up because they ain't gonna say it. Okay, but we know the real, so it's like we gotta really speak up and really talk about it because otherwise they just want to act like we're going to sweep it under the rug. You see what I'm saying? Out of sight, out of mind. No, no. And okay, well, thank you so much for that. And I don't want to, dig too deep on it. And I really appreciate it.
Oh, I can go in. So
right, I'm saying, you see how I'm talking too. Like,
I can go in on it.
Look, Zoom already sent me a notification. Like, you still need more time. We can extend it. Like, we running out of time, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a good conversation. This is all I wanted, just to have a real conversation with you where we actually connect about real conversation, real topics. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And not just fashion. I wanted to talk to you about fashion, of course, because that's what drew me to you, and that's how we met. But I just wanted to learn more about you just as a Black woman and just as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and as a woman. So, speaking, not as a woman also, but just as a designer, as an entrepreneur. I tend to stutter. I'm sorry.
You're good.
What are some of your goals? Like, what are some of your goals, and what are some things that your supporters can expect from you, coming up?
Well, let me start with a lot of the things that people can expect that. Well, my anniversary of my business is on July 21st, which is this upcoming Tuesday. Thank you. I've been officially in business of 2 years. I launched officially.
Oh my God, that's a huge. Seriously, congratulations.
Thank you. I launched officially in 2018 with my own fashion show in my city, and it was one of the most moments that. I really, truly, I can't replace it. Like, I can't, It's a feeling that I want every entrepreneur to feel, to understand. Like, this business is my baby, and it's gonna be 2 years old. So I'm launching. I'm about to put out some new pieces, a very mini collection. I'm gonna launch on Tuesday, on the anniversary day. I'm also gonna do a little sale. It's not gonna be much, but it's gonna be a little something, you know what I'm saying?
Right, to celebrate. You have to celebrate. Celebration.
Yes, and I'm so excited about it. It's something that
as you should be.
It's taking a lot. But my goals, I have that coming, and I'm working on some new stuff for the fall. I'm gonna try to incorporate some menswear, and because it's something that I want to try to get into. Menswear is just hard though. Like, I'm not a dude.
So hard.
I'm not a dude.
But I was thinking this. I was like, oh my God, so funny she said that. Menswear, it's a whole different fucking beast. Like, for real.
It is, cause the thing is, like, I have a lot of different styles, but at my core, I'm a girly girl, but I got a little tomboy in me. I grew up with a bunch of boy cousins.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I like streetwear. I like to dress down. I'm just with it, and so I want to get that streetwear culture for my men. But it's kind of hard because I don't want to replicate everything I see at the same time. But it's not a lot out here. Like, I just want to drop a little juice on them,
Period.
Drop a little juice.
Just a little sign.
A little something, and. So I'm working on that. That's in the vault. Gotta tuck it away. But as far as my goals, I really just I really want my business to continue to flourish. Like, I really hope that a lot of people get more connected with my brand. I just want to do more things like this, interviews and just networking, because I know a lot of people don't know me and know who I am or know my brand, and that's okay. But I just want you to know,
period.
This is my brand.
And this is who I am too.
This is my brand.
You are so beautiful. And
Thank you.
I want you to know, you have a lot that people can be inspired from, girl. And this is why I wanted to talk to you, because you're so young. You're a young woman with a story who refuses to give up. You see what I'm saying? And that's something. Is there not a lot of young women? You know what I'm saying? Is there not? We all got a story. So it's I feel like by us talking and just sharing our story, and just we can get inspired and just help each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And somebody else can see this that may be your age or younger or older, okay? Because you're very inspiring. I'm going to tell you, I'm a little bit older than you, and you inspiring me. And I'm gonna let you know. Yes. So I just want you to understand it. Absolutely. So it's important to give credit when it's due and to let you know, like, I respect what you're doing. I respect everything you have done, and I know that greatness is only going to continue from you. Like, seriously, you want to just keep. It's only up from here. It's only up from here. I already know.
I'm sensitive. I'm gonna cry.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to just let you know. Like, I had to let you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so if that's something that you was thinking about, like, really, yes, share your story, girl, because you have a lot to. Even what you were saying, how you had to choose between yourself and your family. Think about that. That shit is not easy.
No.
So I'm saying, and you only 22, like, but you made the right decision though. I'm gonna tell you that. You definitely made the right decision, but like, you gonna keep growing, and God got you.
That's a conversation in the Black community. A lot of people don't want to have though. Okay. They don't want to have that conversation.
Talk about it, yes.
Because I can talk about it, but that's the conversation. It's hard.
And that's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
And you did it. You did it, and you are already breaking. That was breaking the generational curse right there, because you could have stayed put. You know what I'm saying? Right. Stay in your comfort zone. But you said, fuck that. We got to do something different. I know I got to do something
about to switch up.
I got to get up out of here, boo. I got to go. Like, I got some shit to do. And it ain't here. Like, you see what I'm saying? You had to make that decision. But you ain't wait till it was too late. You started right now. And that's like, yo, I respect it. Like, for real. I really do.
I appreciate that so much.
Yes.
Wow.
And congratulations again on your anniversary. And this is the
second
year, but I know it's many more to come. And it's about to be $1 billion brand,
I'm trying to. Yes. Ooh, in Jesus' name, I'm gonna claim it. Cause I need that. Yes. I'm just trying to make it past the 5-year mark, because you know the first 5 years the hardest, but once we get past that 5-year mark, we out there. Like,
yes, as long as you don't give up, you're gonna be good. You already good. Like, you already, and you know how to make the right decisions and make the right moves, and that's important. You know what I'm saying? That's like the wrong decision could put you 10 steps back. So I'm saying, but it's like you already got your head on straight. You in school. You know how to find your balance. Like, you got a lot to commend and to give. It's just like, damn, girl. Like, go ahead, like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. I don't want to hold you too long. I know you said the anniversary is coming up on Tuesday. You know, we have our giveaway going as well. So just wanted to kind of just get our audience and our supporters excited about the anniversary sale and the giveaway that we have coming up today. Did you have any exclusive details about the sale for Tuesday before we talk about the giveaway?
Okay, I can drop a little juice on you right quick. So, I'm releasing, so on Tuesday, everything on my site will be a 21% off, because the day is the 21st. It's July 21st. Okay. So it's gonna be 21% off, and it's gonna run through the end of the month. I'm gonna go ahead and run it to the end of the month just to even it out, running for 10 days. And then after that, in between that, I'm also, everything that's currently on the site now will be 21% off. But the new pieces, I'm dropping like 5 new pieces at least. Nice. Will be they won't be a part of the sale, but they won't be like super expensive. Right. I'm gonna try to balance the fine line between affordable and luxury. I want to get somewhat of a balance, but I'm not gonna cheat myself. If it's what it is, what it is.
Hello.
And so, like, I know a lot of people, they want to toe that line, but I'm sorry, that line don't pay them bills.
You could go to order, you could come to a Black-owned business and spend a couple coins, honey.
Yes,
okay, don't play. I hate that, and that's another thing, too, that we have to, and I'm sorry, I just want to throw this out there to our audience, to our supporters. Shop herself, okay, and don't be stingy, okay, because we go to all these other brands that don't care about, we want to extend you when it comes to the Black-owned business. So please support her business. Please support her sale on Tuesday, and do not be stingy. If the girl asking for a price, don't ask her for an extra discount. Pay the fucking price. Period.
Listen.
Okay.
Yes. Well, all Black businesses, not just mine, don't
and that's
debate.
What I'm saying.
Because y'all don't debate with Gucci, so don't debate with us.
Like, as a culture and as a whole, like, as a people, we have to fix that when it comes to Black-owned businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to supporting each other, stop asking for an extra discount. If the price say that, you ain't going into Gucci asking them for an extra discount. You paying what that tag say.
You either getting it or you not.
Period. That's what it is. So, and it's all businesses, everybody. but she got one coming up on Tuesday. Let's not forget, and we're gonna support. Period.
Oh, I appreciate it so much. Listen, I'm
And
emotional. I've been cried on you.
The girl, please, you know, don't. I start crying for real. Now don't play with me.
Listen.
Anybody who really know me, my ass start crying. Okay, thug tears for real. I'm telling you something. Okay, I'm trying to tell you, I really be fucking boo-hooing, look like snot coming down, everything. Like,
Listen,
oh my god,
I'm so sensitive. I'm crying hard. Somebody tell me anything nice, I'm like, oh, don't do that. I'm gonna cry, and I'll be dead.
Okay. My favorite day, either I'm about to cry or I'm about to pass out. Bitch, I don't know which one.
Listen, be right there.
That is so funny. All right, so just wanted to end it off. So our giveaway, we won't really talk too much about it because I want to just focus on yourself for Tuesday. We'll make sure we post details about the giveaway.
Right.
So this way, make sure you follow me at Miss Cledgy. And what's your Instagram?
My personal Instagram is Licia Ellena.e, and then you can also check out my business Instagram at Exclusive the Label. Just spelled grammatically correct, like Exclusive the Label on Instagram.
And just in case they missed it, say your names one more time because you said your personal and your business.
Yeah, my personal Licia Licia.e, and then my business is Exclusive the Label, grammatically correct, Exclusive the Label on Instagram. Also check us out on Facebook too at Exclusive the Label.
Yes, everything, and also make sure you're following her, following me and Miss Cledgy, and we'll also be able to post details about the giveaway, and she'll be having details posted about herself coming up on Tuesday. I want to thank you so much, girl, for your time and just talking to me. Yes, and just letting your guard down because I ain't feel like it was like weird. You know what I'm saying? Like the vibe was amazing. So thank you for letting your guard down and just being honest and sharing your story. Thank you. And we gotta just do a part 2. You know what I'm saying?
We
like
need
an update.
to.
You know,
Oh, that'll be so great. I'm like that.
You like an updated conversation, like a little catch up, you know, and keep it going. And also, much success to you and good luck on everything.
Thank you. You too.
Greatness. Thank you
so much. Let's not forget that you got a business too, sis, and you bought her popping.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, let's not. It's not just about me. I want everybody to win. Everybody needs this money. Like,
support each other. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.